Hey Bag Lady, tonight I'm going to be talking about Beacon fabric glue. I'll be showing some projects that I made this past week, including a Renegade bag and an Ansel Camera Bag. New additions to my stash, including the Button Lovers Club, fabric kits from Fluffmonger, and embroidery kits from Namaste Embroidery. I'll be doing a book review of the book Quilts of Iceland. I'll be showing a promo trailer of my 4-pack video bundle, and I have a great giveaway at the end. I'm Sarah Lawson from Sew Sweetness. Thanks so much for joining me for Sewcial Sunday, my weekly sewing chat. So thanks so much for joining me for Sewcial Sunday. I saw some of you bag ladies commenting on Facebook and YouTube before the chat. I saw Pamela mentioned that she went to see Black Panther earlier tonight, and then everybody else went out to dinner, but she had to go home in time for Sewcial Sunday, so thank you so much for your dedication, Pamela. And hi to everybody else. I see Diana jumping in on the chat. Lots of ladies I saw talking about the weather, so lots of snow and cold conditions. I saw Montana, Tennessee, Philadelphia, so thanks so much for joining me. Hi Helen. Hey Christine. Okay, so my husband Danny pulled an overnighter on Friday night into Saturday morning. He stayed up till about 5:30 in the morning on Saturday, finishing editing our next videos for our 4-pack video bundle. So he edited 4 videos in one day, as well as some other promotional videos that we put together. So wow, he's a real trooper, and we had a busy week. We filmed 3 videos this past week. We did 2 live shows, and we have another video filming day planned for tomorrow. So trying to keep up with the videos and get as many bag making videos to you as we possibly can. So just a friendly reminder that nearly everything that I talk about during Sewcial Sunday are things that I've purchased myself. So these are not things that I'm paid to talk about, but just cool stuff that I found that I want to share with you. And if you're curious to find out more about anything that I talk about during my live chats, just check the link in the description, and you'll find links to everything, all of the product names, as well as websites where you can find out more information about those products. Okay, so kicking off, my favorite portion of Sewcial Sunday is the notion of the week, and this week I wanted to show you the fabric glue that I use in some of my projects, and this is made by Beacon, and it's 3-in-1 fabric glue. And Beacon also makes another product called Fabric Tack that is also really great as well. I've been using this for maybe 5 or 6 years, and the way I commonly use it is for something like in this clutch. So this is a free pattern that I have called the Discotheque Clutch, and I'm sure we'll be getting to a video for this soon. But the handle in this clutch has screws that you install, and before screwing this in, I use some of that fabric glue here. So I've used other fabric glues in the past, and I don't like all of them the same. I really love the Beacon because it's a little bit thicker of a glue and it doesn't drip, which is really important if you're gluing things in that need to be held for a little while, especially with fabric. I've used some fabric glues in the past that are kind of a little bit more watery and drippy, and those kind of create a mess on the fabric, but the Beacon one is a really great product. And again, if you're interested in finding out more about this, link in the description. Like I said, I've had this maybe 5 or 6 years, and I have about less than half the bottle left, so it's lasted a really long time, and got a lot of use out of this particular product. So I'm curious to know. Let me know in the comments, have you used fabric glue before? Let me know, and let me know if there's a particular type that you like to use. I'm curious what you're using it for as well. Besides something like the cutout handles that I showed in this clutch, I also like to use the fabric glue for installing twist locks, which are kind of similar to the cutout handle, where they have screws that need to be installed and cut out through the fabric. So that's what I commonly use the fabric glue for. But let me know in the comments if you're using fabric glue as well, and maybe what you're using. So I wanted to show you a few projects that I finished in this past week, and as we were finishing up the last 4 videos for the 4-pack video bundle, I think it was last Sunday on Sewcial Sunday, I showed this bag, and it was just progress pieces. So I think it was the front of the bag that I showed with the handles, but I actually finished the bag. This is the Renegade bag, and I made it for my daughter. She wanted a bag to hold some of her riding stuff like her shoes in, and let me show you in the close-up. So I used cotton and steel fabric for this bag, and it's all quilting cotton. So I made a couple other Renegade bags with cork fabric, but as you can see, it comes together really nice with the quilting cotton as well. And again, this is the Renegade bag. It needs no hardware, and it's got this great top zip, so it comes together relatively quickly, and I feel like it's a step up from a confident beginner tote bag, so something more stylized and put together looking. So that's one of the bags that I made this week, and the other one is the Ansel Camera Bag. This is a padded camera bag that comes in 3 different sizes, so this one's size medium. Let me open it up for you. Maybe it'll show up good in the side view. Let me just show you the insides of it though. So it is padded. I've got one of my cameras on the inside, and there's a removable divider. So this divider is held in place with Velcro, and there's also Velcro over here, which holds the divider and makes it movable. There's a pocket on the side for like a lens cap or another small accessory. And as you can see, it looks really chunky over here. This is actually 1/2-inch craft foam. So the bag not only has foam interfacing, but it also has the craft foam in it, which makes it padded and protects the device. So I've got a camera, I've got another small camera, you can put a lens in the side. Let me show you, let me move the bag a little bit so you can see the lid. So the lid's got a zipper pocket in it, a mesh zipper pocket, which is handy for other small accessories that you might have. So anyway, that's just sort of a close-up view of the Ansel Camera Bag, and this is one of the videos in my new 4-pack video bundle, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later. But Danny pointed out to me that perhaps my fabric choice wasn't the best because of all the lines in the fabric, and I kind of agree. I was a little disappointed when I finished the bag. Sometimes my fabric choices when I finish are spot on, and sometimes they're a little lackluster, and I think this might be a little lackluster one. I love the colors and everything, just maybe I could have chosen a slightly different print, but overall pretty happy with how it came out. Okay, so I've been asking lately, and let me know in the comments if you're a bag lady and be proud about it. So say I'm a bag lady, let me know in the comments. I'm always excited to see up and coming, especially bag ladies, or maybe wannabe bag ladies who haven't made their first bag yet. And if that's you, I hope you'll try one of my free videos that I have on YouTube. It's youtube.com/sewsweetness. I highly recommend the Baker Street bag for a confident beginner, also the Easy Leather Hobo bag. So there's a lot of options if you haven't made your first bag yet, but I hope you'll be joining us bag ladies soon. So I'd like to ask also if you're enjoying Sewcial Sunday, if you like my chats, if you're watching on Facebook, to hit the share button. And if you're on YouTube, I hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll be notified of my upcoming free bag videos. Okay, so I normally talk about fabric that I've added to my stash, but I actually haven't, surprise, surprise, added any new fabrics in the past week. So I have a few kits that I have purchased instead to show you. So the first one is from the Button Lovers Club. So Button Lovers Club is a monthly box that I receive in the mail with curated handmade buttons every month. So let me show you the box that I just received a few days ago. So always nice little cards, and sometimes there's patterns included. Let me pull out some of the buttons though. Okay, so this month's button is sort of spring-related buttons. Let me pull out some of these. There's some flowers, cupcakes. These are really adorable, and they're all handmade. So here's some of the selection of buttons that I received this month. All kind of floral related. And there's also other solid colored buttons that you receive in the boxes. So here's some rose colored buttons and some really tiny sprinkle buttons. I really like collecting these buttons. I'm hoping to use them in some hoops that I'm working on, and it's just fun to receive a little surprise in the mail every month. So if you're interested in finding out more about Button Lovers Club, link again is in the description. I have 2 other kits to show you that I purchased recently, and I'm finding that I'm really busy, and I like having a kit available because sometimes I'm sort of new to working on these particular projects, and so rather than go searching for all the supplies, I like having a kit available. So this is a kit from Fluffmonger, and Danny's going to put a photo on the screen right now. This is a free pattern and video from Fluffmonger for this adorable corgi, and he's holding a heart. So this was perfect for Valentine's Day, but Let me show you what I received in the kits that I purchased. So these are some fabrics for a kit for making a plush elephant. These are organic and hand dyed, and this is the kit for the corgi. So all of the necessary fabrics are included. I also purchased some of the beaded eyes and needles for making stuffed animals. I've sort of dabbled in stuffed animal making before, but not made any more detailed projects. So I got this kit to work on with my daughter. I'm excited to start the corgi first, and I really like that a video is available for that as well, because I'm kind of new. I watched the video a couple times and it looked really feasible, so excited to start that kit from Fluffmonger. And let me show you the final kit that I purchased, because I have so much time on my hands. But this is a kit from Namaste Embroidery. 2 hoops were included in the kit, as well as all of the relevant floss colors to make the project. I'm going to have Danny put the photo of the project for this kit on the screen, but it's for an embroidered wreath, so that's why there's 2 kits in the kit. So as you can see, really detailed embroidery. I really love, this company is called Namaste Embroidery. Again, link in the description. But I really love the embroidery from this particular company, and the Instagram feed for this company is also really inspirational. So I'm actually flying next week to teach in Kansas City, and I'm going to be hopefully working on that kit for the embroidery on the airplane. So hopefully in a week or 2 I'll have some progress to show you on my wreath. We'll see how much I get done on the plane. I don't know. I embroider maybe once or twice a year, so not super handy with it, but that wreath just looks gorgeous, and I just have to have it in my sewing room. So those are 3 kits: the Button Lovers, Fluffmonger, and Namaste Embroidery. All those links in the description if you're interested in finding out more. So what I've been up to today is, with my daughter, is that I ordered this cookbook, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with either of these cookbooks or the TV show, but this is America's Test Kitchen. I haven't watched a ton of America's Test Kitchen shows, but I really like the format, and that they're always reviewing either tools for the kitchen or different devices and giving like side-by-side comparisons. I also like that they do that with their recipes as well, so they'll explain on the show or in their books what different methods they tried to come to, what different ingredients they tried for the recipes. And so this book has, let me just show you in the close-up view, but this book has hundreds of cookie recipes, and I'm really addicted to sweets. This is the recipe that I tried with my daughter this morning. So this was for red velvet cookies, so those look really delicious. I admit we didn't have any red food coloring on hand, so we made the whole entire recipe minus the food coloring. So this is how our cookies came out. I know they don't look as exciting as in the book, but they're just as delicious. It's sort of a nice soft cookie, not too soft, and the frosting is sort of a cream cheese based frosting with powdered sugar in it. So this is what I was up to with my daughter today. She's 9, and she's really interested in baking, but not willing to cook on her own just yet. So I was just there for sort of supervising and directing, and I have her read all the recipes herself and tell me what ingredient comes next and how much of that ingredient, so she's familiar with working with a recipe and not just me standing there, okay, just dump this flour in, dump that sugar in. I want her to understand how a recipe comes together and be more comfortable with working from a cookbook. So anyway, that was a lot of fun earlier this morning. I promised her that we would maybe every Saturday or Sunday choose a different recipe from the cookbook and make it and see how it turns out and leave little notes in the book. So she wanted to make the chocolate whoopie pies next, so we'll give that a try probably next weekend. But let me know in the comments. I'm curious to find out, what is your favorite type of cookie? So my favorite type is, my family's from Austria. My grandmother and my mother are from there, as well as my aunt, and they have a recipe for sort of like a gingerbread type cookie called Lebkuchen. So that's what my grandma makes every Christmas, and I think we've convinced her, my kids have at least, to make that recipe once or twice during the regular year, not just at Christmas, because the cookies are just so good. But anyway, that would have to be my favorite type of cookie. So let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see what other cookies people are enjoying, and maybe I can add them and look them up online and add them in with my cookie cookbook. All right, so I'm going to step over here to the table. My book review for today is for a book called Quilts of Iceland. It's written by Gudrun Erla of GE Designs, and I actually had the pleasure of having lunch with Gudrun a couple days ago. She was in the Chicago area teaching, and we messaged each other on Facebook and decided to meet up for lunch. So let me head over and talk to you a little bit about the book. It's called Quilts of Iceland. So if you didn't know already, Gudrun is originally from Iceland, and so the book is all quilts that are inspired by Iceland, as well as photographs of Gudrun's from Iceland and recipes, some of her favorite recipes. So she signed the book for me, which I was really excited about. I love having signed books, and there's about 18 quilt patterns in the book, as well as a bunch of recipes, and I just love the selection. I love the history and the photographs from Iceland. It's just something interesting and something that I haven't been educated on before. So as you can see, full color illustrations in the book for all of the quilt projects. By the way, all of the templates, if templates are needed, are in the back of the book as well, which is really cool. And a lot of the projects use Gudrun's stripology ruler. So she has a ruler for cutting fabric strips, which makes it really fast and easy. I have that ruler. I'll show you perhaps on a future Sewcial Sunday. But let me just flip through and show you some more of these books. Anyway, the stripology ruler is great because you can cut your own pre-cuts. Like a lot of quilts have pre-cuts in the supply list, and it's sometimes cheaper and more convenient to cut your own. So the stripology ruler is really good for that, as well as cutting a lot of the patterns in the book. So let me see if I can find one of Gudrun's recipes. Here you go. Marriage bliss bars. I like that. Besides the recipes, she's got information about an explanation of what the recipe is about. I think Gudrun said she was thinking about videos for some of her patterns, and it would be really cool to have some videos from some of the quilts in this book. But anyway, it's a very thorough book, tons of, really thick book, tons of projects in the book. And here's another recipe. Gudrun told me she has a Facebook group and she has a live video, I think she said every Friday, and she shares, she loves mixing cocktails, and she shares a cocktail recipe in her live videos in her Facebook group. If you're interested in finding her group, I have the link to her website in the link in the description, and you can find out more about her products and the Facebook group, especially if you're interested in mixing cocktails. So that's Gudrun right there. That's what she looks like. That's her in Iceland on a recent trip, and Gudrun actually self-published this book, which is amazing to me. The quality is just as high as any books from a publisher, and I think it's more personal. She put all this together herself on the computer. All these photographs are hers, the projects are hers, so overall a super lovely book. And again, that's Quilts of Iceland by Gudrun Erla of GE Designs. That's her company. So all right, so I just wanted to remind you that I do enjoy answering questions live during Sewcial Sunday. So if you have any questions for me, maybe sewing related or questions about anything else, Sew Sweetness related, I hope you'll ask me in the comments, and I'll try to get to as many questions as I can live. I apologize if I can't get to every single one, but hopefully I can get to a good chunk of them tonight. Okay, so now I would like to show you the short, I think 3 or 4 minute promotional trailer that my husband Danny put together. It's just showing some of the details of the patterns that are included in my new 4-pack video bundle. And if you're new around here, just an explanation of what the bundle is. It's 4 PDF patterns with 4 companion videos, and the videos are all between an hour and a half and an hour and 45 minutes long, so they're substantial videos, but it's showing how to make the entire project from start to finish. And I share a lot of tips in the videos for making specific things like the piping on this train case. But the bundle's only available from now until March 8th, so a limited time bundle. And we also have these patterns available individually. So I hope you'll enjoy the video promotional bundle for the 4-pack. Hey Bag Lady, I'm Sarah Lawson from the pattern company Sew Sweetness. Come sew along with me as I show you how to make my Aeroplane Bag sewing pattern. In this video, you will learn how to make the entire project from start to finish. Print out your pattern pieces as I show you how to attach your fabric to the interfacing. I'll show you how to make straps and attach them to the body of the bag. You'll learn how to make a zippered pocket in the lining of the bag, and I'll teach you how to make darts, which help give the top of the bag a three-dimensional look. I'll walk you through how to assemble the body of the bag and attach the zip closure. And finally, you'll learn how to make gussets. The Airplane Bag is the perfect travel bag, and size long even fits some featherweight and other sewing machines. How to make my Ansel Camera Bag. In this video, you will learn how to make the entire project from start to finish. Print out your pattern pieces as I show you how to attach your fabric to the interfacing. Next, I'll show you how to make the strapping pieces and attach them to the purse hardware and add the parachute buckle to the front of the bag. You'll learn how to attach Velcro for the removable inner dividers. Next, you'll get to try your hand at sewing with mesh by making a mesh zippered pocket. I'll share my technique for making the camera bag well padded through the use of craft foam. Finally, you'll learn how to finish the top of the bag and how to make an adjustable strap, which will remain an important skill in your bag making toolkit. The Ansel Camera Bag is available in 3 different sizes, and you'll love all of the special yet practical details. How to make my Crimson and Clover Train Cases sewing pattern. In this video, you will learn how to make the entire project from start to finish. Print out your pattern pieces as I show you how to attach your fabric to interfacing. I'll share my techniques for making lovely looking piping, and then we'll make 2 different types of pocket in the lining, a zippered pocket and a slip pocket. We will prepare the zipper, and I'll show you how to sew the zipper through the curve. Finally, we'll insert a firm interfacing and finish the bag. The Crimson and Clover train cases are the ultimate gift for yourself or your favorite person. They're great for holding cosmetics, sewing or art supplies, and so much more. I'll show you how to make my Renegade Bag sewing pattern. In this video, you will learn how to make the entire project from start to finish. Print out your pattern pieces as I show you how to attach your fabric to the interfacing. Next, I'll show you how to make the straps and we'll attach the accents. You'll learn how to sew a top panel in the bag, and I'll teach you how to make a zippered pocket in the lining of the bag. Finally, I'll walk you through how to assemble the body of the bag. The Renegade Bag is a modern bowler bag with a beautiful shape and no hardware, so only minimal supplies are required. Dress it up in your favorite large-scale print. So, come sew along with me. No, I don't like that. Sorry, I don't like that. Not nice at all.
You want to read through it one time at least?
No.
Are you sure? Don't be stubborn.
Come on, let's just go.
Did you just roll your eyes? Seriously?
Hey, bag lady, You joking? Stop! Stop it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Hang on.
You weren't ready.
Because you messed me up with all that stuff.
Are you ready or not?
Yes, I'm ready. Hey, bag lady. Stop, that's enough. Yeah, so my husband Danny sure gets a kick out of messing with me like that. If you missed this past Ask Sarah, which was on Tuesday, Danny will be joining me every Tuesday for the live chat. So if you missed it last week, I hope you'll tune into this Tuesday and he'll be on the chat again. So I saw a lot of great questions coming through that I wanted to get to. Natalie says, when does the first Cork Club package get sent? So the Cork Club packages get sent the week of the 1st of the month. So March 1st is coming up this week. We already actually have all of the packages packed up, ready to go. We just need to print the shipping labels and get them attached. So we might have them shipped out a day or 2 early. The free video for the Cork Club will be coming out on the 1st of the month, so March 1st. And it's a free video to make a project for the 9-inch by 6-inch square of cork. So you get 10 in the package. And I have a free video each month to show you how to use those squares so that you're not only using them for swatches, you're making little projects with them as well, useful projects. So that's the answer to that question. Priscilla wanted to know, are they available now? So yes, the 4-pack video bundle is available now. I saw another question earlier. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the person that asked, but the videos are available to purchase separately. So say if you're not interested in all 4, maybe you're just interested in this one. You can purchase the PDF pattern with the video separately if you like. Let's see. Oh, so I also saw another question. Melissa wanted to know, wondering if you thought about making wallets to coordinate with your bag patterns. I actually have something brewing. I just started writing patterns for this next idea last night, but it's sort of another big grouping of projects, and wallets will be included in those, and I have some pretty fun things planned. I have all the ideas sketched out. I just need to sit down and write them and get them tested, but yes, wallets. I think I need to get some more wallets into my arsenal of So Sweetness patterns. Withrow wants to know, is the Renegade bag possible for a beginner? That's a great question, and I think I actually had a confident beginner in mind for this Renegade bag. So I know it looks super detailed, but this bag has no hardware in it. You assemble the exterior and the lining separately, and it's just a matter of attaching the straps and the accents and then putting the front and back of the bag attached to the zipper panel. So I specifically created this in mind with a confident beginner that wanted to step up from the traditional tote bag pattern. So perhaps you made my Baker Street bag and you need to step up from that. So this is what I had in mind, and because it doesn't require any purse hardware, the supply should be easy to find. You just need a zipper, fabric, and interfacing, and you're good to go. So again, this is a Renegade bag, and I think definitely would work for a confident beginner. Beth Brown wanted to know, is it too late to get in on the Cork Club? No, you can still sign up for the Cork Club. I apologize, I don't have the link in the description for that, but just go to sewsweetness.com, and it'll be under the shop tab, and it should be at the top of the page. But yes, we'll be shipping out the Cork Club first packages this month. If you jump in later, a little bit later in the year, we can certainly get you started and caught up once you join. So if you start in April, we'll start you off on the first month following your payments in April. So yes, you can sign up after February, and we'll get you caught up. MJ wanted to know, how much is the video pattern package? How do we order them? So there's a link in the description for the 4-pack video bundle. So it includes, again, the 4 PDF patterns and the 4 videos. The cost is $40. When you break it down, that's $10 for each project. I normally sell most of my PDF patterns, just the PDF pattern with no video, for $9. So it's almost like getting the video for free, almost. But if you're interested in just one project, so if you just want maybe this one bag, it's $15 for the PDF with the video. So the bundle is a great deal, especially if you're interested in all of the projects. Kathy wanted to know, is there a difference in handbag zippers and garment zippers? So let me see if I have a bag with the smaller zipper. Okay. Maybe Danny can show you in the side view so I can show you the difference. So a number 3 dress skirt zipper is this guy right here. As you can see, it has the smaller pull. The zipper tape on this zipper is about 7/8 of an inch. And let me show you the zipper in the close-up on this train case. So this is a handbag zipper. Normally has a larger zipper pull. Sometimes they have 2 pulls, but that's not a requirement for a handbag zipper. And the tape is wider. So this tape is 1 1/4 inches. So about 1/4 of an inch wider than the zipper on that dress skirt zipper that I showed you in the camera bag. All right, let's check out some more questions. Christina wanted to know, when will Aurifil thread be available on your site? Christina, you are very observant. I think I might let slip in my Facebook group that I was working on some Aurifil. So I get a lot of questions about what thread that I use, and I commonly use Aurifil 40 weight thread for bag making. So I wanted to bring in some small spools because, let me pull out one of these large spools. So this is what the large spool of Aurifil 40 weight looks like, but the large spool takes quite a bit of time to get through. So we're going to be stocking a few small spools in the Aurifil 40 weight just so you can give it a try in some neutral colors. So whites, some cream, gray, black. We'll have those soon. I sort of dropped the ball on that, trying to get these videos finished, but we'll have it up in the shop shortly, and I'm sure I'll be talking about it on a future live video, and I'll mention it in my group as well. Jamie wanted to know, would you consider doing a tutorial for making a continuous strip of bias tape using a fat quarter? I've seen a few other videos, but I still mess up every time. I like the way you explain things and think it would be helpful. Yeah, I will definitely add that to my list. I have sort of an email list started, not an email list, but a list in my email started with ideas for tutorials that people have suggested, and I will definitely get to a video for cutting the continuous bias fabric. I don't usually use that, but I've done it in the past before, and by bias strip fabric, piping requires fabric cut on the bias so that it can go through the curves neatly, so I will definitely put that on my list for a future tutorial. Nicole says, love your new webpage design. Thanks, Nicole. So my new website, if you go to sewsweetness.com, we tried to categorize the main things that people were interested in. So the online workshops, video tutorials, cork fabric, it's all clearly marked on the page. So hopefully there's less confusion navigating around. And as always, we have the tabs at the top so you can find particular things in the shop like notions and supply kits. Pat said, can we still get in on the Cork Club? Yes, Pat. Definitely go sign up for the Cork Club. We've got all of the packages for Cork Club packed up. My cousin actually works for me and handles cutting of the fabric, packing of orders, and he had the pleasure of getting all the Cork Club packages ready, which I could tell stressed him out a little bit because he was counting quite a lot of little 9-inch by 6-inch squares of cork and getting them all packed up, you know, 10 squares to a pack and in envelopes. And so I told him he can have not the week off, but he can do other things this week, you know, just to get his mind back on track after the fun that was Cork Club. Debbie wanted to know, curious about the Oslo bag. Thanks for asking, Debbie, because where did I put it? Oh, I did want to mention the Oslo craft bag. So I hope you'll join me this Tuesday for Ask Sarah, my live show. It's at 7 p.m. Central Time, live on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to be showing the free video, which we have not released before, free video on how to put together this Oslo craft bag, and I hope you'll join me on Tuesday for that. We actually haven't shot the video yet, but it's on our docket for tomorrow. I know that makes me super last minute, but I know we can do it, and I have all my fabric pieces prepped. So again, that'll be this Tuesday live on Facebook and YouTube, 7 p.m. Central Time, the free video on how to make the Oslo craft bag. If you don't already have the Oslo craft bag, it's a free pattern, but you need to sign up for my newsletter to get it. Just check the link in the description. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter so you can have that pattern when we release the video. It's a lot of fun to put together. There's no zippers, and it's a super handy bag for toting your craft supplies or knitting or whatever to a retreat, or if you're going maybe to meet some friends at a coffee shop to get some knitting done. It's super handy for that. Mary Christine wanted to know, do you have brads in, the brads in your shop? I think you're maybe talking about these rivets on the Renegade bag. I actually don't sell rivets or a rivet press. I looked into it earlier this year, but I just couldn't find a good supplier for it. But I do have a free video on how to install rivets using my tabletop press, which is what I use. I also show a hand press, which I don't like as much, but I have information on where I purchase my rivet press and the rivets and what dies I use and what sizes. That's on my website at sewsweetness.com, and I have a link for tutorials. It's over there. Or if you're on YouTube, youtube.com/sewsweetness, and the rivet press tutorial will be over there. Linda wanted to know, do you have a bag for a computer? Yes, I actually do. And the construction method is sort of similar to the Ansel craft bag with all that foam on the inside. We're hoping, I actually have that scheduled for a future 4-pack video bundle, but anyway, that one's called the Lilium laptop bag, and it comes in 2 different sizes, and again, it has all of that padding on the inside, but again, that'll be a future 4-pack video bundle. My goal is to release 4-pack video bundles a few times a year, just because I have so many. I have a backlog of patterns that don't have videos currently, and I would like to, my goal is to get videos done for as many of those patterns that as I can, because I know everyone loves the videos. So the Lilium laptop bag will be later this year, hopefully in time for back to school. Kathy wanted to know, do you offer bag hardware supplies for the bundles? Great question. I actually do have supply kits. I have some over here in my shop for some of my patterns that have videos, not all of them. This is a supply kit for the Crimson and Clover train case, so it's got all the interfacing you'll need for the projects, the cotton cording for the piping, the fusible web that I use to make the piping, the zippers are in there, so that link is in the description for that. I don't have supply kits for all of my patterns, but we're mainly focusing on the patterns that have videos, so those are the supply kits that are available currently. Claudia wanted to know, is the pattern of the bag you showed with the fabric glue available for purchase? I think I threw that one on the floor. Let me see if I can grab it. I think Claudia is asking about this one. This one's called the Discotheque Clutch. This is actually a free pattern. I don't have a video for it yet, but it's on my list to get to soon. If you visit my website, sewsweetness.com, hit the tutorials tab, the Discotheque Clutch will be on there. And I think it's great for a confident beginner, especially to try out this cutout hardware with the screws. But anyway, that's on my website, sewsweetness.com. All right, Danny, any more questions coming through? Yes? Okay, he's nodding yes. There's a lot of questions. Bonnie wanted to know, what if we already get your newsletter but would like the pattern? Please email me if you signed up for my newsletter. I know occasionally, sometimes my newsletter confirmations go to spam or some other folder depending on your email provider. If you signed up for my newsletter and never received the free Oslo craft bag pattern, please email me, Sarah at sewsweetness.com. That's Sarah with no H, so S-A-R-A at sewsweetness.com. I would like to get you that pattern. I don't mean for you not to have it, but sometimes things just don't connect with email. But please email me if you have not received it. Roxanne wanted to know, is Gutermann all-purpose good to use for bag making? I have tons of that thread. I've used it in the past. I haven't found any issues with it. I occasionally purchase it when I don't have a particular color of Aurifil thread they don't make, and I have my eye on a certain color. So I have used it on occasion, and I haven't seen a problem with it as far as my machine goes. Lois said, will you be doing any videos for smaller bags? My minikins are, I don't know if you're asking about smaller accessories. My minikins are great patterns for small accessories, quick projects. But speaking of smaller bags, I just had an idea today, and it made me really excited because I always like getting new ideas for bag patterns. But it's for sort of a, I don't often design small bags, but I had an idea for a great small over-the-shoulder bag with a twist lock, and I think I'm going to turn that into a free pattern and video. So being as I'm so excited about it, I try to stick with the excitement and not put things off if I'm excited about them, because sometimes, I don't know if this happens to you, but sometimes if I wait on an idea, I grow less excited about it and then I don't get to it. So since I'm excited about it, I'm going to try to get that pattern written and a free video out to you soon, maybe in March. That would be pretty exciting. I think I can do it. So, and that'll be for a small bag too. Doreen wanted to know, bag lady here, would you give more information about the craft foam in the camera bag? Where did my craft foam go? I don't know if I have any lying around. Oh, here it is. The nice thing about filming in your sewing room is you can just sort of reach to the side and pull out any random thing. But here's the craft foam that I used in that Ansel Camera Bag pattern, and I use it in some of my other patterns too, like the laptop bag. It's a 1/2 inch wide. If you live in the US, I found this at Joann Fabrics. It's in the section with the batting and the pillow forms. It comes in different thicknesses, but this is the 1/2 inch. And you can purchase it by the yard, so you just need to buy what you need. And it's, I'm not sure how wide this is. It might be 30 inches wide. I'm not really sure. But this is just my craft foam in the stash. It's easy to cut with regular scissors, but I don't recommend sewing over it at all. So I have a handy technique in the Ansel craft bag sewing pattern for using the craft foam, but not sewing over it. So if you're interested in the bundle, hopefully you'll pick that up and you can see my method. Basically, we're creating a little sleeve with fabric just so we can stick this in, and it's cut much smaller than the front and back of the bag, so we're keeping out of the seam allowance. It's still easy to sew with, but you're not actually sewing through this. So anyway, that's the green craft foam. Brenda wanted to know, I'm wanting to buy the bundle. Will one of the bags work to carry my Flourish embroidery unit? I'm not sure. Is that an embroidery unit for an embroidery machine? I'm not sure how big it is. Let me show you in this. I'll have Danny put the side view on. So this is one of the patterns in the 4-pack video bundle. This is a Crimson and Clover train case. This is size large, and that's what it looks like on the inside. So it's got pockets. I'm not sure how large your embroidery unit is, but it might fit in this. I'm not sure. It's got a
Airplane.
Oh, airplane bag. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a smaller device that you take off the machine. I don't have an embroidery machine, so if that one doesn't work, if you need something bigger. Here's the airplane bag, which is part of the bundle. Yeah, he's going to take it off the side view. But this is the airplane bag. There's 2 different sizes for this bag. This is the regular size. There's also a long that will fit a featherweight sewing machine. So depending on that embroidery unit, I'm not sure if you meant like part of the machine or just like a little piece that you take off. Excuse my ignorance in regards to embroidery machines. But this is the airplane bag, and I think I get comments from a lot of people that it's bigger than they thought, and this is the smaller size of the 2, so this is size regular of the airplane bag pattern. Okay, Glenda says, should we have our Oslo bag pattern pieces cut and ready to sew along with you on Tuesday? Not necessary. If you just want to watch the video on Tuesday, we'll be posting it so you can watch it at any time after Tuesday's live show is over. So you'll always be able to watch that video forever, either on my website or on YouTube, youtube.com/sewsweetness. So if you just want to watch the video just to get the main idea of how things are going together, and then if you want to sew along after Tuesday, that would be great. Unless you want to be the very first one to finish the Oslo craft bag after the video comes out, maybe you want to sew along with me. I don't know, it's doable. I'm sewing the project from start to finish and we don't fast forward our videos, so I guess it's possible if you want to sew along with me on Tuesday. Teresa says, Aurifil I have seen in 50 weight is 40 weight stronger for bags. So let me pull these two threads off my thread wall and show you the difference. So Aurifil 40 weight is on the green spool, 50 weight is on the orange spool. So the numbers are in reverse. So the smaller the number, the thicker the thread. So the 40 weight thread is a little bit thicker. This is cotton thread. I just like the 40 weight because it's thicker, but I have used 50 weight for bags in the past, so it's doable. Depends on what color I have. I don't have every color in both 40 weight and 50 weight, so it just depends. Rhonda wanted to know, do you think it would be easy to add side flaps for the lid of the camera bag, beginner bag lady here? I think you definitely could. Let me move some of this around. I think you're talking about having flaps over here, maybe that come on the inside. I've seen some camera bags like that where it had some sort of flap. Let me show you what I mean. Let me open this guy up. I have seen some bags in the past where it had sort of a flap, sort of a half circle shaped flap connected from the flap to the inside of the bag. You could definitely do that because the bag is finished with binding. You could have that sort of extra flap attached to the actual flap and the inside of the bag before you add the binding if you wanted to. Maybe I'll consider that for an add-on video or tutorial in the future, but I don't currently have anything like that in the pattern. Sarah B wanted to know, hi Sarah, I recently used Pellon 808 and had wrinkles. Is the 809 better for bags? They're both so similar. My recommendation for using either the 808 or the 809 Decor Bond is to attach some Shapeflex interfacing to the wrong side of your fabric first. So I find that the Shapeflex interfacing sort of smooths out the fabric, and then when you add either the 808 or the 809 made by Pellon, you're less likely to see any wrinkles because that Shapeflex is kind of a barrier between your fabric and the 808 or the 809. So that would be my recommendation, to fuse Shapeflex to your fabric first before adding those other interfacings. And for the Pellon Decor Bond, I like to usually cut that interfacing minus the seam allowance. So if the seam allowance is 1/2 inch, I usually like to cut it 1/2 inch smaller on all sides to reduce bulk in the seam. You can leave the Shapeflex the same size as the fabric since that's a thinner interfacing. Anita wanted to know, is the Oslo pattern free? Let me put that one on the table again. Yes, it's a free pattern. I just ask that you sign up for my newsletter. So the exchange for the pattern is your email address to put on my newsletter, and I don't share email addresses with anybody else, any other companies. They're just used to send out newsletters, which I do maybe a couple times a month, just letting you know about new videos I have or new products. But here's the Oslo Craft Bag free pattern. Link is in the description if you're interested in getting that pattern. Gwen wanted to know, are you showing the whole video Tuesday? Yes, I am showing the whole video for this bag on Tuesday. I used to not want to show long videos on my live shows, maybe like 20 minutes, like a short technique, but we showed a video for my Easter basket, which is this right here. We showed this video last week, and the video was almost an hour, and we got a lot of viewers, like more than we've ever had, so it seems like people enjoy the longer videos, and so we're going to show it on Tuesday and see how it goes. Pat said, I've always heard polyester thread is better for bag making, so the difference between polyester and cotton is, and I'm not saying this has ever happened to me in a bag before, but I do some English paper piecing, and I've tried a cotton thread, which was, I think it was 80 weight, so super thin thread. But anyway, the cotton thread, just because of, I have a strong hand that I use when I'm doing English paper piecing, but it broke on me a couple times. The polyester of the same weight, I think it was 80 weight, but the polyester did not, because the cotton is blended with polyester or wrapped with polyester. the polyester really doesn't break, which is maybe a good and a bad thing. So for example, if you're making a garment with cotton thread, if the cotton thread breaks in the garment, then you have, you know, maybe an exposed backside or something like that. I know sometimes people don't like to use polyester thread in a quilt because as far as keeping a quilt going throughout the ages, you don't necessarily maybe want to use a polyester thread because rather than damaging the quilt, you might want the thread to actually break. So a lot of quilters use Aurifil cotton thread in their quilts especially. That being said, I always use Aurifil in my bags and I've never had any thread snap or any parts of the bag rip open or fall apart. So that's just, you know, basic difference in the polyester thread and the cotton thread. Both are fine for bag making. I can't see why either would not be good. Bonnie Lee wanted to know, do you ever use a heat press for the interfacing? I actually don't have a heat press. I think you're talking about the big press. They're usually Teflon coated, that you put large pieces of fabric interfacing inside to quickly attach the fabric to interfacing. I just don't have a heat press. I have a really small house and my sewing room is really small and we film in here too, so I just don't have a lot of room for additional devices in here, but if I had room, maybe I'd get one. Karen wanted to know, I just signed up for the newsletter, didn't get the Oslo pattern until I clicked the link in the first email to confirm. Then I got a second email with the link for the Oslo pattern download. Yeah, so that's how that works when you sign up for my newsletter. So first, my newsletter service sends you a confirmation email just confirming that yes, you did want to sign up for the newsletter, just to make sure you don't get it by mistake. After you confirm in that email, you get a second email, like she just said, with the link to download the pattern. So that's how the process works. You need to confirm first and then you receive the second email, and that's all done automatically. So if by some chance you don't get either the confirmation or the free pattern download in the email, email me. I'm always happy to help. It's sarah@sewsweetness.com and it's SARA, no H. Liz wanted to know, in the airplane video you were using a nylon Juki foot. I was wondering where to buy one of those feet. Let me see if I can grab it quickly. It should be over here somewhere. So I'm rather embarrassed, but this is how I keep my feet that I use most often. I just have a little bin. Danny, can you put this in the side view? I have a little bin and I just throw random things in there, including the feet that I use a lot. Oh, sorry. Danny's telling me to move this over. Okay, so this is my Teflon foot. Depending on your machine, your Teflon foot might look different, but it's basically a white plastic looking foot, and the reason behind this foot is because it's made with this Teflon. It glides over leather, vinyl, anything that would be normally sticky that your normal foot wouldn't be able to glide over. For sewing with cork or leather, you can also use a walking foot. Either of these feet work. I have to admit, I purchased this as a generic foot on eBay. So I just went to eBay, I typed in the make and model of my sewing machine, the word Teflon foot, and then some options came up, and I've had this for years. I think it was about $10. If you're not sure, you can always check with your sewing machine dealer. I'm sure they have the actual licensed feet, but sometimes a girl's on a budget, and eBay worked for me for finding that foot, I have to admit. Jill wanted to know, any plans for a crossbody bag pattern? Actually, without giving too much away, my next 4-pack video bundle is going to have a couple crossbody bags. They're some of my favorites, and me personally, I just like using a crossbody. That little bag that I mentioned that I just had the idea about, that I was excited, that's going to be a crossbody too. That's a small one. I'll get to that as soon as I can, hopefully sometime in March. All right, any more questions, Danny? Maybe we'll take a couple more. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Dawn wanted to know, hi Sarah, do you know if the Tula Pink embroidery, Tula Pink machine embroidery is still available? I'm a new bag lady. So Tula has, because I'm so crazy about Tula Pink, she has some embroidery designs available on the website called Urban Threads. There's a certain selection, I'm not sure how many are on there, maybe a dozen or less. She also has some licensed designs with the machine embroidery company OESD, and that's a CD that you purchase, or I believe it's a CD. I'm not sure, since I don't have an embroidery machine, I'm not sure about the details. Anyway, you purchase a certain package and it includes a lot of Tula Pink embroidery designs, and those are separate designs from the Urban Threads library. So either of those will work for Tula Pink machine embroidery. I was going to show you a notebook cover that I had here, but I don't remember where I threw it. But anyway, Urban Threads for Tula Pink embroidery, and also OESD. Lynn wanted to know, what type of fabric would you use for the lining of a yoga mat bag so the mat would slide in easily? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Maybe ripstop fabric or some sort of like silk fabric. Not sure. That's a really good question though, because I could see with the foam on the yoga mat it kind of getting stuck in regular quilting cotton. So that's a really good question. All right. Any more questions, Danny, or should I get to the giveaway?
One more.
One more? Okay. All right. Mac wanted to know, any plans for a Walker Caddy bag? Yes. I'm not sure if it was you who emailed me, Mac, but I've gotten, I think in the last week, I've gotten 2 emails asking for, one email was asking for a bag to attach to a walker, and the other email was asking for a small bag to attach to, I think it was crutches. So I have that in my file of things to get to soon. And whoever emailed me, they gave me some details about what would work for a bag for either a walker or a walking caddy. And so I do have that on my list. I just need to do some more research to make sure that what I'm designing is helpful to people on either walkers or crutches. So that is on my list, and it's funny you asked because 2 people emailed me in the past week. So, all right, let's get to the giveaway for tonight. I just want to remind you, if you're watching on YouTube, please don't reply to my giveaway prompt until after we're off going live. For some reason on YouTube does not save any live comments. So basically all the comments that you've been asking me live on YouTube go away after we're done being live. So just wait a couple minutes till we go off being live. Last week's winner, and I've already contacted Lynn, I think on Facebook. Lynn Newberry won last week's giveaway. I forgot what the giveaway prize from last week was the snap setter tool with some snaps and some cork fabric. I thought the snap setter tool would be helpful for the Oslo craft bag coming up, the video for that one coming up, because this one has snaps on the side. But anyway, I sell a tool on my website called Snap Setter, which makes installing snaps really easy. So that was part of last week's giveaway. This week's giveaway, in honor of the 4-pack video bundle, is 2 supply kits. I think the value on these kits is maybe $70 or $80 together. So I have a supply kit for the Aeroplane Bag, which was one of the patterns in the 4-pack video bundle. It includes the zippers, the interfacing that you need, 3 different types of interfacing, so you don't have to go out and look for it. And the second supply kit is for the Crimson and Clover train case. I threw it somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here's the train case. I'm super proud of how this one turned out, and I'm going to keep it for myself. But anyway, interfacing is included in the Crimson supply kit. The cording that you need for the piping, the zippers, the fusible web that I used in the video to make the piping. So all you have to do to be entered to win this giveaway is let me know. I forgot my giveaway question. Oh, what is your favorite bag from the 4-pack video bundle? So all you have to let me know to enter the giveaway is answer me in the comments, and the giveaway will be open until the end of the day, end of the day this Saturday at 11 p.m. Central Time. So your choices would be, for entry, the Airplane Bag, that's part of the 4-pack video bundle, Crimson and Clover train case, let's see, the Renegade Bag, which I've got one right here. This is the Renegade Bag. Or maybe your favorite is the Ansel Camera Bag. So just let me know in the comments, either Airplane Bag, Crimson and Clover, Ansel Camera Bag, or that Renegade Bag. And I will select one randomly drawn winner at the end of the day this Saturday to win those 2 supply kits. So I'll send those both to one lucky winner. So anyway, just as a reminder again, I hope you'll join me this Tuesday for my live show on Ask Sarah. I'll be premiering the video on how to make this project, the Oslo Craft Bag. And I hope to see you again next Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time for Sewcial Sunday. Happy sewing.